All right, so check it out. That's a really nice height to work on this unit. Really nice height. So I guess I'll start with the rollers. I ordered a buffing pad, and I'm gonna get these rollers as shiny as I can so that you can see your reflection in it, hopefully. Holy fuck. There's a lot of abrasion on it. Huh. I'm seeing some problems because the chain should be here, because that's where the idler is. But you see the problem? The chain fell off. Huh. Where are those? Oh, no. That's right where it should be. The idlers are like this. Yeah. Your chain is still making contact there. That's interesting. It's not supposed to be. So the chain comes off here, wraps around the first roller here, and wraps around the next roller on top. Then it goes to there. I think that's where, yeah, that's where the idler is, or the tensioner, and it comes back down. And the chain looked like it stretched, and I was making contact there. Okay, that was could have been this one. Yeah, it has to be this one. And I say that because you see how there's no dough on it, because it's making contact there. That's why. Yeah, and you can see there's rubbing. Oh, this one has some rubbing. Oh, that's from the chain. No, that's from the chain. You can see the deformation there. This one is a full round. That one's just a half round. Yeah. It was hooked over here somewhere, I think. No, or maybe there. I can't remember. Anyway, I really hope this is not going to be a waste. I really hope so. I think it's not going to be a waste. Anyway, at least now I have a proper spot where I can work on it, and I have my chair back. I can sit on it now. Fuck. Sit on the chair. I guess what I'll do is I'll paint it first, because then once it's painted, then I could spread like a cloth here with the cardboard, and then as I polish the rollers, because the paint is going to come before the polish, so I guess that's what I'll do first. Paint first, because that paint will need at least 24 hours to dry, and then polish the rollers. I could always slide it back too and put a plywood here, so while it dries I can always stack my stuff here too, right? Those boxes would be perfect for this job. So that's why I want the epoxy paint, you know. I don't want this to happen. Once I paint it, it has to stay painted, because if this gets use, the chain is going to be something that's going to be need replacing or adjusting, and the bearings, chain, bearings, scrapers, and maybe belt tensioning. Yeah. So I don't want to have to deal with the paint either. The paint has to stand up, because if this gets used, it might see what, I don't know, in a night 100 pizzas. Yeah, probably 100 pizzas a night, or whatever, I don't know. So it's got to be solid. Yeah, I kind of makes me want to make my own pizza. I kind of feel like keeping it. Just to make my own pizza. I went through all the trouble of learning how to knead dough and stuff. Why not make my own pizza? See, this is the problem right here. Because you see the state this machine is in? This machine is in exactly the same state that I'm in. A completely broken thing, and I wish I could fix myself as I would fix this machine. And this is my strength and my quality, and this machine has its own character. It's its own being. This machine needs dough, and for me to just fix it, just to give it to somebody in exchange for money, demoralizes its value, its function, its worth. And that's exactly what happened to me. People demoralize my value, my function, my worth. And this machine ended up in this state, and that's how I ended up. That you can easily construe that. Nobody cares. Nobody takes the time to take care of what they own, what they have. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Sam will care about this machine as much as I would care about it. Sometimes you get an opportunity, and if you don't take it, there's always somebody there who's going to snuff it away from you. If I was in Toronto and my parents... No, I can't blame my parents. My parents are never going to change. They're never going to see my worth. And I'm wasting my time. They don't believe in me. They don't care. They just take me for granted. And I ended up just like this machine. Throw it in the garbage. So I guess I'm as much garbage like this machine. Throw me away. So instead of trading this machine for a fickle piece of paper, why don't I keep it? If I put my care into this machine, perhaps this machine will care as much about me. Because at the end of the day, I have my life to live. And I could definitely live it without being demoralized, and discriminated against, and abused by other people. Because it hurts your mentality. It hurts. It destroys you. Hence why this machine is sitting in my house. I see the potential in it. I see that it just needs somebody to care about it. And this machine will be running in tip-top shape. And I guess that's what I'm not getting from anybody out here. And even if I wasn't getting that, I still would be able to function. But on top of that, I'm being demoralized and discriminated against. And then just put in the garbage, put aside, like if I'm nothing. That's how these people are out here. Yeah. I can see why Aboriginals every year commit suicide. Because that's just what it is. These people are not going to kill you. But at the same time, they don't want you. So what else is there? What else is there? Suicide? And I guess that's why so many young Aboriginals commit suicide. And I don't. Suicide is a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing. You once you take away something that you could never give to yourself, you're never going to get it back. You know? Like I flipped the switch here, it turns off the light. I was like, oh shit, I need to see. Okay. See that? See that? The light's back on again. I can see. Suicide is like me going and cutting those wires there, or cutting down the power pole. Once it's cut, I'm not going to get it back. You know? And I need it. It's very hard. It's very hard to do the right thing. I've come to the conclusion that people around you can discriminate you and humiliate you, but what counts is what you do. And if you choose suicide, that's the worst thing you can do. But it's something that you choose to do. It's just like peer pressure. You could be pressured and pressured and pressured. Ultimately, it's you're the one going to be accountable for your actions. You know, no matter what. So, I mean, I can't feel sorry. Oh my God. What are you doing? Huh? Oh, you're thirsty. Okay. He's thirsty. Look, he's gonna drink some water. It's surprising how fast that water empties, you know? I put it there and then at the end of the day, it's empty. It's incredible. But like I said, you know, right now in this society, you think you're being born into this country and you're part of this country until you realize that you're not. And that's what the Aboriginals, their children, are facing. And they're just those who choose suicide. They cut themselves off from whatever little hope that they could have ever had. You know? So, it's a very, very, very dangerous thing. Very, very dangerous. Nobody really does take it seriously enough, you know? Especially like when I was on the welfare and those dumbasses Mark Landry and Claudine Roussel said, oh, we're on suicide watch. And when I heard them say that, what immediately came into my mind is like, yeah, we're going to watch you commit suicide because they're completely useless people. You know? If they couldn't accept me as a Canadian citizen, you know, and accept my culture and my beliefs and just let me live, how can they help somebody prevent themselves from committing suicide? They are actually the cause of people committing suicide because of their racism, their prejudice, and the discrimination. They just say that they're on suicide watch out of narcissism, you know? And the parallel to that is that they did not investigate my situation to actually give me help. They just superficially treated me as they thought and did not try to help me genuinely. You know, they were just there because at this point I'm labeling them as beggars. They're just there to collect a salary and go home. That's it. Me? No, who cares? You know, the problem with me is that I'm not white and I'm not Acadian. That's the problem with me. You know, that in their minds, superficially, that's how they are. That's exactly how they are. So when they say they're on suicide watch, well, that's all they're going to do, watch you commit suicide. They're not actually going to try to do a deep dive investigation into the cause of suicide, the results of suicide, you know? And like I said, I'm Canada, and I was, you know, I have no choice but to put my faith in the government and the laws and the regulations and the system. And people like Mark and Claudine let me down. It's as simple as that. They're just there to collect a paycheck, you know? And as for me, well, tough luck. I'm just not white enough, and I'm not Acadian. So, should I commit suicide? You know? And I'm not an extreme minority like the Aboriginals. Because the Aboriginals, in my opinion, are an extreme minority because this land is all that they had and all that they know. As opposed to me, I come from Trinidad, and if you trace my lineage, it goes back to India. And then I believe in a religion and I have a culture. So even though I'm a minority, I have a lot of things that give me strength to push through, as opposed to an Aboriginal. So it is, you know, when an Aboriginal commits suicide out here, their body is just going to be flung against the colonials. I mean, what else is there? You know, instead of people just minding their business and minding their tongues, you know, instead they just go ahead and just demoralize and humiliate you, you know, going into town. And Mark and Claudine, they're working and you know, they have a government job, but all they want to do is make fun of my personal life, and they think that they know everything about me. Just demoralize. And you know, as somebody who works, I would never do that to my client, you know. um, because it's business. And you know, you guys don't take your job seriously, and this is what further influences my decision to vote against the peninsula of Acadians, because you guys are just corrupting everything. You know, I'm somebody that you should have respected and left alone and let me live. And all of this is, I don't know what I did to, you know, cause this sort of reaction from you guys, you know. So I'm against the Peninsula Acadian. You guys need to stop this. You guys are just another demographic of people living in this conglomerate of Canada, and you have no reason to have a peninsula. Because if you guys get a peninsula, then Greektown should get peninsula, and Chinatown should get a peninsula, and Jamaica Town should get peninsula. Italian Town should get their own fucking peninsula. Huh? Why the fuck do you guys deserve a peninsula? You guys are just selfish. Selfish. You know? Completely selfish people. And this is why you guys were being deported by the English. They couldn't stand your selfishness. You know? Acadians. What a waste of people.